Hi everyone, in this week's video we're going to take you to 3 places that are within 30 minutes of here, Caleta de Fuste.
The idea is just to give you a taste of some of the more authentic towns with beaches that are close by that aren't actually resorts.
And one of them is somewhere we've not actually been ourselves before.
Yeah, so looking forward to seeing what that's like.
Before we get going, we thought we'd show you the new sign that's just been installed here by the main beach at Caleta. And we've already seen within the space of about 5 minutes people stood there taking selfies next to it, so seems to be a bit of a hit with visitors already. So I think the main attraction of Gran Tarajal is probably its nice beach.
Yeah, we discovered this place about probably 4 or 5 years ago, and it's a little town. It's not a resort, but it's got a natural beach here, which is the dark volcanic sand, for want of a better word, but it's lovely.
There's some really nice bars and restaurants that are along the promenade here as well. There's quite a long path actually, which it starts just behind us here, where the outdoor auditorium is, and it follows all the way along to the harbour area. So we're going to have a little walk along there whilst we're here, and we may find somewhere to have a coffee, drink.
The thing I love about here, especially on the beach, is it's just so peaceful.
It's very quiet. It's, as Sarah said, it's not really touristy at all. It's a very residential place, but the beach is really popular with local people. And it's actually quite shielded from the wind as well, because you've got sort of mountains either side, so it's quite a popular place for sunbathing.
And it's mid-November at the moment, but we're in the middle of a heat wave, so it's pretty hot.
Yeah, it's got to be 30 degrees
at
today,
least,
really warm, so we've brought plenty of water with us. We've got a few places on the list that we want to tick off today and show you, but they're places that we haven't been to for a while either, so it's nice for us to get out and about and have a day out. And there is a lot of art and sculptures in Gran Tarajal, so it's quite an interesting place to come and have a little walk around.
So this here isn't my doppelganger, although I can see a striking similarity.
It does look a little bit like you, doesn't it?
And it is a clown, which I have been called on occasion. But they have an annual clown festival here called Tram Tram, which we've never been to actually, but
no.
We probably should at some point.
Been to a few of these before, haven't we, actually, and they're all pretty good for food and drink.
Yeah.
Everywhere you look in Gran Tarajal, you'll see street art. There's a good one over here as well. There are some shops, not a huge selection, it's not a very big town, but there's a few clothing shops and the odd one you might want to look in.
Just like the fact that it just feels very peaceful, very relaxed, kind of chilled out place to be.
It's just a good contrast as well if you're in the resort for 2 weeks and you just want to hire a car and see something a little bit different. It is very close to Caleta, and it's only about 25-minute drive, so not very far. The roads are very easy. You can get the bus to Gran Tarajal as well. I'll put the web address of the bus company on because they've got timetables in English on there. But we've done a car hire video in the past. You can get a hire car here for sort of, €20 a day-ish. So I'll put the link to the video up in the corner if you haven't seen that one.
Okay, so I've just taken the mask off for a minute just to talk to camera, there's nobody around. I did a boat trip from here last year with a company called Oceans Emotion, a guy called Alvaro who runs the trips, and I went with my nephew and his wife, and it's dolphin spotting basically, and he's got really high-tech sonar equipment so he knows how to find the dolphins and stuff, and I We had an absolutely magical day. We had several experiences with schools of dolphins swimming alongside the boat and underneath, and it was just absolutely magical. I mean, I'd do it again in a heartbeat. You didn't come, did you, because you suffer with a little bit of seasickness?
To be honest, I'm not great on boats, but it's something that I would like to do. It's only a small boat that he's got, but yeah,
it's a rib. Yeah, I think it takes about 6 people. There was a couple of other people on it with us.
How long were you out for? 2 or 3 hours?
2 or 3 hours, yeah.
He's got a background, I think, as a marine biologist, so he's very, very knowledgeable about everything in the sea. You can occasionally spot whales as well, if it's the right time of year.
That's it, if it's the right time of year and if you're lucky enough.
But yeah, definitely the dolphins, he's very good at searching those out with the sonar equipment that he's got. I'll try and maybe see if we can insert a bit of footage. You might have seen it already if I've edited this and found some from your trip. And we'll put a link in the description as well. We'd like to get in contact with him actually, maybe see if we can come and do it and then film it for the channel.
I mean, he's not doing them at the moment because of the current situation, but as and when he restarts, I'd definitely love to do it again.
And that's something that I'd say is definitely worth the trip to Gran Tarajal for if you get the chance to go on his boat. Really, really fantastic. You said such amazing things about it, and the pictures and the videos you got were amazing.
Yeah.
So, we'd definitely like to come and do that again once he starts up. So we've come 5 minutes down the road from Gran Tarajal to Las Playitas. This is a really nice little beach. We've never actually been here before. It's somewhere that's been on our list to come for a while, and for whatever reason we've just not got round to it until now.
Well, being it's such a hot day, I thought I'd take advantage and have a little dip in the sea. Last time I went swimming in the sea was January, I think, when we were in Southeast Asia, and the water was quite warm there.
Yeah, this isn't going to be warm. It is the Atlantic after all.
It's not that cold. I thought it'd be a lot colder. It's really nice.
So you'd do it again then?
Yeah.
We don't really we don't really go to the beach very often, let alone swimming in the sea, do we? So
Rarely. I think that's the trouble when it's on your doorstep, isn't it? But it does drop off quite quickly, because I swam out a little bit and then I went to put my foot down and it was just there was no ground there. And then when I tried to swim back, it is quite a strong current, so I wouldn't recommend that you go out too far.
Las Playitas is famous for having this resort here, which is centred around sport. So they've got lots of really good facilities, including an Olympic-sized swimming pool. I'm not much of a swimmer, but if I was, this would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, proper setup, isn't it, for professional athletes?
Really well maintained by the looks of it as well. This is really surprising, having not been here before. There's a little sea-car hire car office there. There's a supermarket on site. And there's a couple of bars as well with plenty of outdoor seating along here. Got an amazing view, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I mean, if you were sat in one of the bars, that's what you'd be looking at.
And we'll head over there in a bit because that's where we've parked, but the small sort of original village is just over there in the distance. So I'm assuming these newer build apartments on the hillside here are probably the accommodation for the resort here. And I think there might be some more the other side as well. So it's quite a large place. Got no idea what the prices are like to stay here, but obviously they do like training camps and things if you are an athlete. Notice there's a little shop here that sells branded things with their logo on. So this seems to be the Hall of Fame of athletes that have stayed here. We just had a little look to see who we could pick out. There's one that's a lot more famous than the rest. And that's Jensen Button. Most of these are triathletes. I think Jensen Button now does triathlons, so it's probably the appeal of coming here. Looking at the facilities, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Really, really good. There's a spa here. Doesn't look like that's open at the moment. And then just around here there's a few tennis courts and a dive centre as well. There's a massive gym in here. We've noticed while we've been walking around that there's a lot of fruit trees and things that they plant in the gardens here, which is pretty cool. There's a massive big water slide here.
Yeah, I like the look of that.
That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Although it doesn't look open at the moment. There is a big swimming pool around here as well, which is why the music's pretty loud. We think there's some sort of aqua aerobics or something.
Either that or they're having a rave.
Yeah.
One or the other.
But there's a pool bar just inside that we've just walked past. There's kids' play area here as well. So yeah, the facilities are really good, and there's actually quite a lot of people here round by the pool, so I'm not sure how far we'd be able to go with the camera, to be honest. But yeah, we need to explore this, see if we can come and get a day pass or something.
Spend a day here.
Yeah, they have got a website, so maybe I'll put that on the screen, and if we do, maybe we can vlog it when we come and show you what it's like. This small village part is really, really pretty. Love the white and the blue buildings, and there's a couple of small boats here as well. It's not very busy at the moment during the day, but I imagine it probably feels a little bit livelier in the evening with the locals out. So here's Caleta. So it's this section of coastline here that we're talking about. So Gran Tarajal just here, and this is where we are now. That's Playitas. So the final stop before we head home is going to be Possanegro. Right, we've made it to the third place on the list and the final stop.
Yeah, we're in Pozo Negro. So this is, again, just a kind of small locals beach. It's a pebbly beach.
It's the smallest of the three places that we've been today. It's got a really nice little charm about this village. There's really not a lot here.
No, there's no shops. There used to be 2 cafes, and now there's 1, because Flip Flops is closed.
Yeah, Flip Flops Cafe is shut, but Los Pescadores is the original place. It's been here for over 20 years, I think, possibly slightly longer. They do really amazing fresh fish, Spanish owned, run, really, really friendly place. And Possanegro is the closest of the 3 to Caleta.
Yeah.
You can't get a bus here, unfortunately, so you would need to drive or get a taxi. But it's a really nice place just to come, spend a couple of hours on the beach, maybe come and get some nice local fresh seafood for lunch. And also it's the place where the Obi catamaran trip stops, isn't it?
Yeah, when we did the catamaran trip, it kind of moored up just behind us, and we had our lunch there.
So that's another nice little trip that you can do from the day from Caleta. But yeah, just a nice place to come, another peaceful spot. Not overly touristy, but again, tourists very welcome here. In fact, I'm sure they'd love to see people at the moment in the local bars and restaurants.
But it is a pebbly beach, so if that's not your favourite, you probably wouldn't like it.
Well, we made it back to Caleta. I don't know about you, but I've had a really good day today.
Yeah, we've packed quite a lot in actually, really enjoyed myself, even had a dip in the sea, so that was good fun.
But yeah, really accessible places from Caleta, particularly if you hire a car for the day, so they're definitely places that we recommend that you go and visit and go and get a little taste of what some of the little authentic villages by the coast are like here on the island. We've got some thank yous to do before we go, don't we?
You've got the names.
I've got the list of names here. Thank you so much to people that have used the Buy Me a Coffee link in probably the last 3 or 4 weeks or so. So that's Kevin Geraghty, Richard and his wife, who've been coming to the island for 40 years. I think that's the longest that we've had on a message so far, so I don't know if anybody out there can beat that. Mark Grinshaw, Ron and Sandra, Nigel and Jenny Bowman, thank you very much. Jackie Bleasdale, Gary Bardhill, Lars, our friend from Sweden. I think he's planning on moving to Fuerteventura, so yeah, very nice to hear from somebody from a different country that we've not really heard from before, so that's great. Simon Ryan and his wife, Warren and Sheila, Stu and Mark, Aisling from Ireland, Wayne and Diane from Solihull, or Solihull if they're posh.
Posh Birmingham.
Posh Brummies. Pete and Bev, Gersel, Joe P, and last but not least, Robert Leckenby. Thank you ever so much to all of you. We really appreciate it.
And thanks to everyone for all the support and for watching the videos. And, I know a lot of people have had holidays cancelled this year to here and elsewhere. So we hope that, showing you parts of the island helps to keep your spirits up until things get back to normal.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't take anything for granted. We try and reply to as many comments as we can. Really huge thank you from both of us, and we'll see you again next week for another video.
See you next time.
Bye.